Me again. So I'm kind of skipping around. I know I'm a little bit behind on the Vlogmas. Dude, it's not really Vlogmas. It's just bitch and moanmas. See, I can make puns too. But anyway, so I'm kind of picking out the interesting ones until I get caught up. But so we skipped. I think we went from 6 to 8. So let's let's see what kind of manipulation mess we're in for today.
Hello, hello, welcome to a new Vlogmas. So I'm finally wearing my Capricorn necklace. I love it so much. So if you guys don't know anything about me, I do prefer a shorter necklace. So I always...
Is it weird? Is it me? Or is it weird how everything she does, it's, if you don't know this about me, blah, 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 blah. If you don't know this about me, like it's something special, right? If you don't know this about me, I like a short necklace. Like, it's just a short necklace, bro. Well, and again, I don't want to make everything about her weight, but I think we all know why that necklace is short, right? I think an average person would wear that. Whatever, but you would think that somebody her size would want to wear. You would think somebody her size would want to wear a longer necklace so it doesn't look so. I don't know. You'd think it would make her neck look like the kind of optical illusion that her neck is shorter, but I don't know. I mean, it just seems. But again, she has to draw attention to make it seem like it's some. She's so quirky. Like, I just like short necklaces. I know nobody else does, but I do. I'm quirky like that.
wear it the shortest it can go. Because I just don't like a long necklace. I don't really know like what it is. I just think necklaces look better like on me when they're closer to the neck. So for today's perfume, I'm going to be wearing some of this
That's amazing.
Marc Jacobs perfume.
That is really good information. I'm glad we know
Perfect.
that now.
It's just a little sampler. Oh my god, it smells so good. I don't think I'm going to...
She really, like, it's perfume, bro. Like, nobody cares. Like, literally nobody cares.
wear any earrings. So I do want to talk to you guys about something, and I know
Okay, so here is
going...
she struggles. Well, you know, a lot of people talk about Duper's Delight, and oh my gosh, she is a case study for Duper's Delight. Like, she can't keep a straight face. She comes on here because she doesn't care about Rarity, right? She just doesn't. But she, again, and I will always say this, everything she does is to try to convince people she's a good person, right? That's her whole existence, is just trying to convince people she's a good person. So she has to come on here and talk about Rarity and you know, make it an event. Everything has to be an event for her because, well, probably because she doesn't do anything else, right? This is the only thing she has going on. So every tiny little thing is an event for her. But just watch her facial expressions. The smirk is always there. Like, let me go back just like a few seconds, but watch this little smirk.
I know people are going to get very upset with this.
Look, I mean, it's just she can't help herself, right? And and I know she's trying to make it like a somber moment of like, I've got to make an announcement. This is really important, but she can't hide the fact that she doesn't give a shit. She does not care.
Decision. I am fully aware of that, but I think I need to do what is best for my mental health. And I'm doing that in several different areas of my life right now, even if it is hard. And I think ultimately, sometimes there is like just this one moment where it's like the straw that broke the camel's back, or it's like the one last drop of water that overfilled the cup. And sometimes it's not even warranted, but it's just like that one thing that's like, you know what, I've just like had enough. So for me, it's two instances. And yes, this is about my cat, Rarity. First one is people comparing it to a cat that my uncle had who lived across the street from me.
Okay, so this is the lore is that when she was like 7, she lost a cat. Like she I don't know what the actual story is, but somebody just goes, hey, this is, you know, we know about Gracie, we know about Rarity now, and then they're like, also, this is her the third cat. So there's 3 cats that she's lost, right? So she's saying that we're comparing it to that, but that's not true. That's not at all what's happening. But again, look at the little, she's got that little smirk. She always has a little smirk because she knows that nobody really cares about that cat when she was a kid. It's just, she can't, she has to make it seem like everybody's against her, right? Everybody's comparing this to that. And of course, if that were true, that would be really ridiculous and stupid because she was a tiny child and that kind of stuff happens. But that's not what's happening. Nobody is comparing the two. What they're saying is that just another cat that we've found out that you lost, right? That there's another cat. That's just weird that you've lost. I've never lost it. Of course, I'm allergic to cats. I don't have cats, but I've never lost a dog. Knock on wood. Never. Not once has any of my, and I get that it happens sometimes. It's an accident, but that's 3 cats, 3 animals that you have lost. And that's just weird, right? Everybody was just pointing out, like, not only was it was already weird when it was Gracie and Rarity, but now there's a third. So that's what people are doing. They're not comparing it. They're not saying this is the same as that. They're just saying, it's weird, right? You've lost 3 cats. That's weird. That's not normal. But she knows that. She knows exactly what she's doing.
When I was 4 years old, that was an
she said
outside
7
cat
in the
that
blog
went
post.
missing. When people compare
From what I
that, like
understand.
literally I was 4, wasn't even my cat. When people compare that to Rarity, it invalidates the pain that I'm going through with Rarity.
Oh
and it kind of takes
she
away...
She really has to make... God, she is such a martyr, right? Like, she has to be the victim in every little thing. And this all goes back to the fact that she is absolutely obsessed. Like, to a dangerous level, she's obsessed with what people are saying about her. Not only does she have to know what they're saying about her, but she has to respond. She can't just let it go or ignore it. So that's what she's doing here. She's got to say something, and then the only way she knows to respond to things or to try to make people, think she's a good person is to be the victim. She's got to be the victim or a martyr. Martyrdom is her goal in life, is martyrdom.
Everything that I've shared about this situation, this whole thing has been absolutely heartbreaking for me in more ways than one. I have lost a fur baby that I considered, my daughter. Like, I can't have real children. That was taken from me when I was diagnosed with cancer. My fur babies are...
What did she just say?
Real children. That was taken breaking for me in more ways than one. I have lost a fur baby that I considered, my daughter. Like, I can't have real children. That was taken from me when I was diagnosed.
I thought that's what she said. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. How did we get from you lost your cat to I can't have babies, I can't have kids? First of all, side note, we're already pretty much in the darkest timeline, but can you imagine Amberlynn Reed with kids? Like, no. That's bad, man. That would be bad. Can you imagine Amberlynn Reed's kids? Ah, God, maybe there's some silver linings in the world, I guess, but holy shit, I never thought her martyrdom and victimhood could get quite this extreme. Like, this is about as extreme as you can possibly get. I lost my cat. I can't have kids. So what do you say to that? But basically what she's saying is, I can't have kids. So obviously you can't be mad at me for losing my cat. Right? That's what I don't know what, I guess, I don't know what this has to do with anything. I guess she's saying like her cat is her kid, but I think we all get that without having to, you don't have to have kids to understand that your pet is important to you. This is just, it's disgusting. I mean, really, it's funny because it's so stupid. But really, when you kind of step back from it and look at it from a cosmic, point of view, it's pretty disgusting. She sucks, dude.
Diagnosed with cancer. My fur babies are like my kids, and I love them. Have I been perfect? No. I was never taken care of as a kid. I was never taught normal
Here you go.
things. So when I started raising 3 fur babies of my own, that was a big change for me. I have never and would never do anything to hurt them or to make their existence harder. I have tried everything I can.
And nobody's saying that you did it like intentionally, all right? We're not. I mean, there was some. I think at one point there were some accusations that she was abusing them, but I mean, it's never really been abuse. It's mostly been just neglect, and not even that. Really, mostly just being bad at it, right? Just being bad at taking care of your animals, because part of it is your health kind of keeps you from being capable of doing that, right? That's a big part of it. Is she can't physically do the things that need to be done to help or to take care of pets. So that's what people are saying, that not that it's intentional, but what you did absolutely 100% fits the definition of neglect. You left the door open for 20 minutes, right? And that is a generous time frame. That's what she said. That's what she said. No, she told us that it was 20 minutes, which I am inclined to take whatever she says and multiply it by the whole day. And I'm agreeing with a lot of the sentiment out there that there is something fishy about the timing with the Billie Eilish concert, right? She went to Billie Eilish. And then I used to work at an apartment complex, and I learned pretty early on that it is very rare that there's a coincidence, right? Like if I get a call from somebody saying that their sink isn't working, and then the apartment next to them says they've got water coming from, the wall or the floor or whatever, chances are those two things are connected. I'm not sure how yet, but I'll figure it out. Because when two things like that happen at the same time, it's just not a coincidence, right? They're connected somehow. So it's the same thing with the Billie Eilish concert and Rarity going missing. The first time in years, decades, that she's gone out of the house for a long period of time for something like this. Well, she's never gone to a concert. So the first time she goes on a long trip and all that, and then Rarity just happens to go missing right at that time. Like, no, there's something's weird about that, right? So all of that is, it's neglect. Whatever happened, it was neglectful, right? So, but just even taking her at her word that she left the door open for 20 minutes, that's flat out neglect. That's not, and she tried to spin it as like it was a split second and anybody could make that mistake, but that's not, 20 minutes is not a split second. A split second is a split second, right? We have words for a reason, and 20 minutes is a long damn time for a door to be open when you've got a cat. So again, but she downplays all the negative things and then, I would say embellishes the good things, but there's really not a lot of good things, so she has to just make them up.
And to love them and care for them, because they are ultimately my world, and I love them so fucking much. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I think that's why this bothers me so much, is because
they're pets.
They're like,
we get it.
One part of me that has been constant. They're my family. They're like truly my family, and they've been my constant for like 8 years now, like 8 to 9 years. I look at them as if like they're parts of my heart that is just like up and walking around.
They're pets. We get it. We know what pets are, Now I guess there are some people out there that are, bad people and don't get that pets are part of your family and that you love them and stuff, but the vast majority of people understand. You don't have. This is all unnecessary, right? And again, it's playing up this idea that she's just such a good person and she's so full of love. The whole empath bullcrap. It really comes off as sort of a thou doth protest too much sort of thing, right? She's laying it on a little thick to the point where it's like, even if I did believe you before, the more you talk about it, the more you talk about how much you love something, the less likely it is, right? If you love something, you don't have to talk about it all the time. You just love them and it shows.
Truly everything to me.
You don't leave the
But,
door
people
open for
comparing
20 minutes.
My uncle's cat, that was an outside cat from when I was 4 years old, to this situation is just like a lot for me. And then the whole voicemail thing where it's like, I want to show you guys that
she's just reaching and she's making it a bigger deal than it is. She's really just trying to, it's martyrdom. She's just trying to be a martyr and it's just stupid.
the deceased cat that the Humane Society has is not Rarity. I know there are a lot of people who genuinely care and they're like, oh my God, is that Rarity? Because a lot of you also love her too. So it's like, for those people, I wanted to put your guys' mind and heart to rest. And I didn't feel comfortable like sharing the girl's voice. So that's why I took a screenshot of the voicemail.
Am I crazy? You can see a smirk constantly. Every other
screenshot of the voicemail, but it's like people are like, "Oh, that was probably Tommy who actually sent that voicemail," or Amberlynn probably sent it to herself.
Talking about the voicemail,
just one last time.
Well, and it's anytime she's like, oh, you know what, and she's really animated and does, that's her Oscar-worthy performance, right? That's her acting. So what happened here is she took the screenshot of the voicemail from the Humane Society. And a lot of people were like, oh, it must be Tommy, because she's done that in the past. So I thought that's probably a good possibility that she did that, right? But I think what's happening here, because from what I understand, she's going to play the actual voicemail. So what she's doing here is basically giving you like a stupid lie that nobody really cared about, right? Like, or a stupid like rumor, I guess, that nobody really cared about. Like, there were a handful of people that were like, that probably isn't real. It's probably Tommy or something like that. And again, if she had just ignored it, it would have gone away that day. Nobody would be talking about it anymore. But she has to fixate on it. But this is the one time that she can prove everybody wrong because she has the actual voicemail. And she just relishes in being able to prove people wrong. But it happens so rarely that she does something like this, where she's like, look, I told you, this is the voicemail. You all thought I was lying. And can you believe what everybody else is saying about Tommy being a feeder? Can you believe that they were saying that, I didn't care that Rarity went missing and all that stuff? And she lumps all that together, right? Like, this is a lie, or like or I guess I should say it's a rumor that nobody really cared about. Like, it was just in passing. People were like, yeah, that probably wasn't her, whatever. And it was more just kind of silly. But she can prove this wrong, and then she thinks then she can say, see, I'm not a liar. All these people just make mountains out of molehills, and so this proves that I'm not a liar. And then she can then say how crazy it is that, Emily's a feeder, that people are saying Emily's a feeder. I mean, they were crazy when they said that I sent myself the voicemail. So obviously they're just all crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. But this one, nobody cares. Nobody cares that whether the voicemail was real or not. That really wasn't a huge issue. She picks out the tiny things and the handful of times she can prove people wrong. And then she builds everything around that.
Just literally one last time to prove that I'm not lying. Here's the voicemail.
See, oh God, the smug Lynn. I'm just bro, look at this. And again, because she knows, she's gonna relish, like I said, relish in every second of being able to prove people wrong, because it's rare. It's rare that she can do that. So, God, the smugness is just infuriating.
Here's the voicemail.
Hi, this is the Oshkosh Humane Society.
I really don't care. This is not all that important.
I did edit out her name because I don't think the transcript is correct.
But from what I understand, she didn't. I heard that she did not edit out the name of the location. That's not great, is it? Knowing her audience, that's not great.
When it comes to her name, so that's why I didn't like block it out or anything. But I did edit it out when she said her name because I do not want to reveal that. And I also am not showing the number or anything like that because I do consider that some form of doxing.
Yeah,
and
but
I am not going to do that.
You know your audience.
Always want to think
they'll
that
find
there's
that
more
location.
to the story and that I'm lying and that this or that, and it's just become a lot. It has. But what I am deciding to do for my mental health is I am no longer going to be talking about Rarity at all. But I can promise those who love her that if she is found, I will tell you, but
Bro, she was sitting there going like, she didn't want to talk about Rarity. I mean, she barely talked about Rarity, period. Like, it's not like much is going to change. She pretended like Rarity didn't exist. Like the last several vlogmas that she's done has been just random bullshit. Like she rarely, I mean, like when people talk about Rarity and ask her about it and she sees that the comments and the rumors are mounting, she starts going, yeah, Rarity, I'm so sad. You guys, I'm thinking about Rarity all the time. You guys, I'm so sad. But it's like, but the rest of the time you're like, look at me, I'm having so much fun with Emily. But Rarity's name is not mentioned. So you now coming on to say, I'm not going to talk about her anymore. Like, okay. So nothing's going to change. And again, nobody really cares all that much other than just, we're sad that Rarity's gone. We hope that, she's, I'm on board with hoping that she's found a better home, which can't be that hard, right? But the bar's pretty low. But yeah, I'm okay with, hoping that Rarity found a loving family that took her in. But you never talked about her to begin with. You barely talked about her to begin with. So not much is going to change.
Well, then I'm done talking about her because I just want her back. And to have to every day defend myself is just exhausting. I'm done.
Then stop doing it. Right? Like, just ignore it. It's your channel. They're your videos. Don't do it, right? Like, can you imagine how much better her mental health would be if she just didn't, watch reaction channels? Because she does. Jordy or the ankle or somebody will mention something, and the next day in her video, she talks about it. Like clockwork, every time. So she does. And I go back to this, man. She is miserable, dude. She is fucking miserable all the time. Because that's all she thinks about is what people are thinking about her and how to respond to it. And how to spin things to make her look good. That's gotta suck, man. But again, she's having to respond to this, having to respond to that. You don't though, right? We all know that. We all know you don't have to. But I'm okay with you still doing it because it's the most entertainment we get is just watching you melt down over stupid stuff.
Defending myself, I feel defeated and I feel exhausted, and it's not good for my mental health. Vlogmas has been depressing because I have been depressed. I'm literally...
You know what else is bad for mental health? Sitting around doing nothing all day. Especially when that nothing includes just watching reaction channels and reading everything about yourself on the internet. I feel like that would be bad for your mental health, right? Getting up and doing something might help. But man, her day, just imagine a day in the life of Amberlynn Reed, right? As depressing as that is, just imagine, God, what a waste. What a waste of time. What a waste of life. What a waste of energy.
Going through a lot right now. Rarity is at the forefront of my mind, but there are other things in my life. I don't want to say anything personal, but things with my dad, my brother. And yes, my foster mom passed away, and that's hard. She ultimately changed my last 2 years of high school, she became a foster parent specifically for me and my brother. Like, I loved her.
Man. Who? What are you talking about? Like, who are these? This has nothing to do with anything. And again, it's deflection. It's look over here. We're going to, because I think she's still worried. People are still talking about Tommy being a feeder. That's not going away. I think she thinks that if she can just throw everything she can think of at the wall, like Rarity and her dad and her brother and her foster mom, like everything I heard about her foster years were horrible. Like that's all she ever said was how horrible it was. But I guess the last 2 years were amazing because of this new entry in the lore of Amberlynn Reed that just got added. But I mean, again, it's deflection. She just wants you to think of something other than Emily being a feeder.
Her dearly, like if it wasn't for her, I don't know, like I graduated high school and I was able to experience college. Did I graduate? No. I ended up moving across the country and realizing criminal justice was not for me. That's what I was majoring in. Well, and then at that point I was like, I don't
Okay, no major would have been for you, Amber. Like that, it wasn't criminal justice, it was school. It was having to actually do a thing ever was not for you. It had nothing to do with criminal justice. It was school, right? It was just having to do things, to be busy, to think and actually accomplish stuff. That's what wasn't for you, Amber.
I know what I'm passionate about, so I never went back to college. But regardless,
What are you what does she think passion is exactly? I don't know that she even knows what that word means. Because I think if you were to ask, that's a great freeze frame. If you were to ask her right now what she's passionate about, I'm going to guess she would say like Lego. Because what the hell else is there? There's nothing else for her. How sad. Her passion. Like, think of all the things that are being accomplished in the world. And her passion, her passion is likely Lego. What? Well, and food, I guess. Lego and DoorDash. Baconator. That's passion.
Foster mom and my foster dad literally changed my life. Like, I still remember in college, one of my first classes I took, we had to write a 10-page essay on someone we looked up to.
Did she just say that in college, like an actual college, that they had to write a paper on who they looked up to? That sounds like something you would do in like the 6th grade. What the fuck class was she taking in college where they were like, now you're going to write a 10-page paper about somebody that you look up to? Why? What class could that possibly be for? Am I wrong? I mean, has anybody else gone to college and been asked who they look up to or had to write a paper about that? That is a middle school at most type of paper. I think this is a lie. I think whatever she's about to say is just made up.
A lot of people chose celebrities. Not gonna lie, I chose her. Like, that's how much like she.
I did not. I mean, once she started talking, I kind of figured where it was going, but that is so stupid. Oh my God. She really had to make all that up, right? She had to sit there and go, I need to talk about how great my foster mom was. What could I say about her? Maybe I could say that there was like a college. Oh no, I bet she started with, I'll tell everybody that I had to write a paper about a hero, somebody I look up to. Yeah. I wonder when I would have done that. It has to be after high school because I just said that, I'm going to say that she changed my life when I was in high school. So I'll tell them it was a college paper about somebody I looked up to. Yeah. Because that happens in college. And then she decided, I'm going to add a little bit of something, a little bit of spice to it. And I'm going to say everybody else did celebrities. But I'm not like other girls. I chose my foster mom because she was the tits. This is just stupid, man. The whole thing is, I mean, and this is why nobody takes her seriously, because she really thinks this is convincing. She really thinks, yeah, I'm going to tell them all this and they're going to be eaten out of the palm of my hand. There's no way that they could not believe this amazing story about me writing a paper in college about my foster mom being my hero. This is stupid, dude.
Altered my life in a good and positive way. And those are just the things that I'm like willing to share that I'm currently going through. I don't want this Vlogmas to be depressing, because I like to go back and look at old Vlogmases and to know that this one has been just like
way too late,
miserable for me. It's just hard to wrap my head around, because like Christmas is my favorite time of year and it doesn't even feel like Christmas. No, at all for me right now. I have to take the steps.
What the hell have you been doing? Okay, so she calls it Vlogmas, but it's really just uploading daily. I'm never going to get over that when she said, I feel like this is just me having to explain myself. Or whatever it was. That was so stupid. Like, I'm never gonna forget that. But anyway, yeah, it's not Vlogmas. It's just uploading videos that you bitch about daily. And this one's 7 minutes. That's not bad. But it's not Vlogmas. There's nothing Christmas about any of this. And she has not done a single thing. I don't remember anything in any of the videos so far that have been anything about Christmas.
Even if it's hard, doing things to improve my mental health. And one of them is no longer talking about Rarity. And I'm tired of constantly trying to defend myself, improve myself. Like, I just can't do it anymore. I can't. And I hope that you guys like genuinely understand that.
She thinks this is acting.
Please. Again, I am sorry this Vlogmas has been depressing, but I am going through a lot right now.
It's not Vlogmas.
And that's definitely reflecting in my content.
Wait, I was wrong. I forgot. Christmas. And at the beginning, it's Vlogmas. There you go. I see the Christmas now. I get it. It's absolutely Vlogmas. She does it every day, and right here, Christmas. I knew it. I knew she knew exactly what she was doing. It's Vlogmas, guys. It's okay. We know it's Vlogmas now for sure. Anyway, she's so frustrating because she really thinks that people are buying all the obvious blatant lies about stupid stuff that nobody cares about, and it's just a constant thing she does all the time, and I don't think she's ever gonna figure it out. She's never gonna understand why people don't like her, because she's always gonna think that this kind of stuff, the lying about her college paper and making herself a martyr for continuing to not talk about her cat anymore. Nobody's buying it, right? Nobody, because she's just a bad person, and she can't convince people otherwise. And so, but that's why she's entertaining, because she's gonna just keep doing this forever, because she's never gonna figure it out. So never change. Okay, bye.